Okay, so today I've been asked to give a presentation about the impact of lifestyle factors on physical activity on health and well-being. Introduction. I've been asked to do a presentation on how lifestyle choices affect your health and well-being. I'll talk about different factors and how they affect you. I'll talk about why people make certain choices and give recommendations on how to better themselves. Some of the factors I will touch upon are stress, smoking, substance abuse, excessive alcohol consumption, poor diet, physical inactivity, poor lifestyle choices. Stress. Impacts of stress are headaches, stomach pains, insomnia, aggression towards others, and loss of appetite. There's a lot of reasons why people can be stressed. People get stressed over work, financial struggles, it could be college, they could be late on assignments. Ways to mitigate stress would be going outside, taking a long walk, taking a step back, trying to go for a nap. Then there's smoking. The impact of smoking would be leads to cancer, causes coughing, causes addiction, causes stress when cravings aren't fulfilled. The reasons people start smoking would mainly be peer pressure, or if they started at a stage where they didn't know smoking was as bad as we know today. But with youth, the main reason would be peer pressure. Alcohol consumption. Alcohol isn't the be all and end all, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's how much alcohol you're drinking. So if you're constantly drunk all the time, people won't want to be around you. It's going to lead to liver failure and you're going to have loads of medical issues. It leads to weight gain, which will give you mental issues. It can lead you to bad decisions that you're going to regret when you're sober. And then hangovers, no one likes hangovers, and if you drink a lot it can actually affect your fertility, so make sure you be able to not produce offspring. Next, so per diet. The impacts of per diet are gain or loss of weight depending on which way you're going, build up in cholesterol, lack of energy, low immune system, lightheadedness, and type 2 diabetes. It also links into certain types of cancers. The reason most people would have a poor diet is either they don't have time to be sitting at home making healthy dinners all the time, or they don't have the money and they don't know how to shop efficiently with cheap healthy food, so they just go for takeaways or like frozen pizzas or things like that. Physical inactivity. The negatives of physical inactivity are weight gain, muscle loss, flexibility, heart disease, high blood pressure, and it can also lead to things like depression because you're not releasing enough endorphins and like that when you're exercising. A lot of reasons people are inactive would be for one, COVID-19, we're stuck in our house all the time. It's hard to be active within 5k, there's only so much you can do in 5k. Some people are ashamed to go out because they're so heavy that they think people are always looking at them, so anxiety would have a big link into physical activity. But yeah, the best way to counteract it is just start small and work your way up. Try doing little walks around, even do a little bit of cleaning around your house more so. You'll start losing weight then, do short walks and just build your way up. Poor lifestyle choices. The impacts of poor lifestyle choices, it can lead to depression, can put you into money debt, lose contact with close family, and could lead to obesity. There's loads more poor lifestyle choices impacts because it's such a broad topic, but a lot of reasons people make bad choices would be it's probably the best cards they were dealt with. They could be intoxicated, they could see no other option. So yeah, the best way to make better life choices is probably seek help. Maybe ask your friends what they think. Try to make friends with new people if you think your friends aren't the best people. Uh, Reasons for inactivity for a range of individuals. So parents not playing with them at a young age, just turning on cartoons because it's easier handing the iPad. We've all seen it where the kid's acting up and the parent just hands them an iPad. Then there's teenagers, too much time looking at screen and playing video games. Nowadays, most teenagers would rather sit in their room and talk to their friends playing a game than actually go outside and play football. It's horrible to say, but it's true. And then there's young adults. can't find time to exercise because they're busy with college or work. It's hard to balance a load of college and work at the same time. There is ways to get exercise within these groups. So children, for instance, parents could play with them, take the iPad off them, and go outside and kick a ball. Yeah, it's hard to make time, but as you have kids, you should be able to make time for them. Teenagers, again, same thing. Take their computers off them. Say, go outside. You have to. It's a beautiful day. Go out and play with your friends. Kick a ball or something. Then there's young adults. They just have to manage time better. Like, try find workarounds. Maybe take walks instead of cycling or driving. Stop a bit further away from college and walk. It's every little bit helps when it comes to exercise. We then have the middle aged too busy with working and caring for kids. So if you actually exercise with your kids, as I was saying earlier on, then it's easier to make time. Then with work, you can get off a bit earlier. Like, get off, if you're getting the bus, get off the stop beforehand and walk the rest of the way. Or if you're driving, park a bit further away. Especially if you live in town, like, or if you're working in town, then it'd probably be faster to walk anyway. Then we have the elderly, lack of energy and accessibility. Uh, yeah, you can't. There's not much I can say for lack of energy, but accessibility, there is loads of groups if you reach out and you do your research. So you just have to look. Then you can go on small walks and cycles and everything. Then there's ethnic groups. So ethnic groups don't like to. A lot of ethnic groups are inactive because it's hard to merge into different communities and fear of racism, and they're afraid of the area they're not used to. But like, there's loads of ethnic group community centres around the country. They're not a full centre, but they'll have like groups. So say, for instance, I live in Clongriffin. In Clongriffin, they have a Muslim community group, and they meet. I think they meet like twice a week, and they just talk, and then they'll have lunch and walk around the park. Factors that affect lifestyle choices. So there's a lot of factors that affect lifestyle choices. I can't name them all, but here are some. So gender. It wouldn't affect it as much as it used to, but it still does to this day. Like, a lot of girls drop out of sports because they want to meet up with boys, and a lot of boys don't. They think she's a bit masculine if she's doing sports and better at football than they are. Then there's socio-economic background. So there's this would be like, people can't do sports because they don't have the money to do sports. Like, you don't see a lot of people in Darndale going sailing, for instance, or a lot of people, like, there's yacht clubs in Malahide, there's yacht clubs in Hout. It's not the farthest away. It's not the distance that's stopping them. They probably don't have the money to get into it. And also, then when you go there, people might look down on you, and they don't want to have that. You wouldn't want people looking down at you when you're trying to go sailing. Then you have age. People, in my experience, I've started making better lifestyle choices as I've got older. I don't know if this is for everyone, but I hope it is. Then there's ethnic groups. People they try to stick in their ethnic norm, so they try to stick in like what's acceptable in their culture. So, like, yeah, that's enough said. Then there's community. If you have an active community, it can keep you busy. If you have an inactive community, then it's harder to, like, you can't really join football teams and boxing clubs as there isn't any there. Peers. You'll do what your friends do. This would be like, say, if your friends are all inactive, sitting inside playing PlayStation or Xbox, then you're not going to go out by yourself and kick a ball, because you're just kind of like, oh, all my friends are sitting and I'll just sit and talk to them. Impact factors that have more impact factors will be poor diet. I've talked about exercise or impact factors. Yeah, again. So these are more factors. So poor diet, I talked about. Exercise. The more exercise you do, the healthier you'll be physically and mentally. There's lots of links between exercise and mental health. Income. You might not have the money to go on nights out with friends, which could lead to isolation. And also, if you can't afford a gym membership or gym equipment, then it's harder to work out. Time. If all your friends work different shifts and different hours, then it's awkward to make time for each other. So you end up isolating a lot more than what you'd like to. So evaluate relationship between lifestyle, health, and well-being. Well-being definition: the state of being comfortable, healthy, and happy. This would mean that healthy is literally in the definition of well-being. So it's it's kind of self-explanatory. Being mentally and physically healthy is literally a part of well-being, as I said. Uh, lifestyle has a major lifestyle has a major role in your health and well-being. I said that. That's kind of the whole presentation. And yeah, so let's go to the next slide. Uh, Recommendations. So there's a few recommendations I can give you for being healthier and making better choices. So follow the food pyramid. This will help you with your diet, and this will help you stay like in the right weight for your in the right weight. So the HSE posts the food has a food pyramid, and it gets updated every so often if there's any changes. A lot of people, when they're trying to stay healthy, they'll stick the food pyramid to their fridge, so you could do that. Then the HSE recommends 30 minutes of exercise every day, so you could 30 minutes isn't a lot if you break it down. 10 minutes walking your dog, 10 minutes cleaning your house, and then 10 minutes going on a walk with your friends. Then there's get outside. That's the biggest one I'd have to say. It's get outside. A lot of people are sitting inside all day every day because of COVID, because there's only allowed 5k and you can only do so much in 5k. But you just have to keep getting outside. You have to go for walks in your local park. You have to go to the shop and everything. If you just sit inside all day, your mental health is just going to get worse and worse. So yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for listening, and there's my references. Thanks.